you've petitioned the court for a DNA test. You want to prove to your ex-fiance, Mr. Earls, that he fathered your 3-year-old son, Marcus Jr. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
You say Mr. Earls called off your wedding just 3 months prior to getting married because of his paternity doubts.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Earls, you and Ms. Baylor have been together since you were 17 years old, and you believe she's been unfaithful the entire relationship.
Yes, Your Honor.
Today, you're countersuing Ms. Baylor for a lie detector test because you want the entire truth.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Baylor, what have Mr. Earls' accusations and denial done to your relationship?
Your Honor, his accusations have ruined our relationship. It has tore us apart. We've been together since I was 17, and he moved in with us, and then we had 2 beautiful daughters. And then after our 3rd child, we decided that we wanted to get married. And he called off the wedding 3 months before we got married.
Really?
And we planned everything. I had everything picked out, Your Honor. I had the dress. He bought me a ring, everything. Our wedding date was supposed to be 12/13/14. Like, that was so significant. And it really hurt me for him to do that, Your Honor. Can I submit this to you?
What is that?
This is my wedding planner. I had everything.
May I see that, Ron?
Yes, ma'am.
So you really planned an entire wedding?
Yes,
You
Your Honor.
had 3 children with this man,
Yes, Your Honor.
and I can see that really hurts you.
It hurts like so bad for him to not think that my son is his. Like, I don't know where these rumors came from. I don't know who started them. I don't know anything. Like, I love Mr. Earls. I want to spend the rest of my life with him.
He's a beautiful little boy. So, Mr. Earls,
Yes, Your Honor.
you certain this child is not yours?
I'm certain. I'm 100% sure that that is not my baby.
So this had to be really serious for you to call off the wedding just 3 months before.
It was very serious.
What happened?
I went away on August 16th, and Sandra came and visited me 2 weeks after I was gone. And she gave me some news that she was pregnant. Okay, I was excited. Come to find out, a week later, she visited me again, and she tells me, I stepped out on you a month prior to the time you had left.
A month before I got pregnant with my son, I did step out on the relationship. I did. This was nowhere near the conception date. This was a whole month before I conceived. And when I told Mr. Earls that I was pregnant, you know, he was happy. You know, we were both happy because we had 2 miscarriages before that, unexplained, you know, and it devastated us, and we wanted a baby. We planned to have my son. And when he went away, he just feels that, you know, the dates don't add up, I suppose.
We didn't plan anything.
Okay, do you know what month you cheated in, Miss Baylor?
July.
Okay.
Sure was.
Because I got pregnant in August. I got pregnant August 14th.
Let me go to my conception calculator here so I can understand this. When was Marcus Jr. born?
He was born April 22nd, 2013.
Okay. Now, if we calculate the date of his birth, your conception date would have been July 19th through the July 29th, 2012.
Yeah, but he's supposed to be
That's about
premature.
a 10-day window. That's when you said you cheated.
I cheated in July, yes, Your Honor, but that is not when I conceived. My son was due May 7th, but I had a C-section due to I had 2 other kids. My blood pressure goes up when I go into labor, and I had to have a C-section. That's why he was born April 22nd.
Ms. Baylor, you're saying the baby was born early, and
When
so your conception date would actually have been later than what is projected here.
Yes.
Mr. Earl, do you think the baby was born early?
No, that baby wasn't born early. She carried that baby full time.
That is not
You
true,
don't
Your
know.
Honor.
You don't know no baby premature 6 pounds 9 ounces. I don't. That's a big baby.
I do agree. A 6 pound 9 ounce baby. I mean, that's a full term weight.
Yeah, that's full.
Exactly, because I was due May 7th. I had a C-section, which was scheduled at 38 weeks.
Our daughters weigh 5 pounds 7 ounces, 5 pounds 8 ounces, and they was full term.
All babies are not going to be born the same.
All my babies
weight.
is.
No, they're not. No, they are not. Because we're not going to get into that because we're here to prove that my son is your son.
He is not my son.
That is your son.
Look, she carried him full term. She cheated on me in July. The time adds up. She brought me all the way down. I just want her to tell me the truth.
I want to understand, why are you cheating in the relationship?
I just felt like he was still
She could
lying
close
to
her
me.
legs.
So who was this person you cheated with?
His sister's cousin.
So this was a one-night thing, a fling? What happened?
It was a fling maybe, but not that long, just a couple of times, and like that was it.
A couple too many.
But I used protection when I stepped out. Unlike him, he has 2 other kids outside of our relationship that he stepped out on me on plenty of times.
I do.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell.
She cheated on me with the cable man.
No, I did not cheat on him with the cable man. He was a friend.
Wait, when did the cable man get in it?
As soon as I went away, the cable man came in.
He was a friend. He took me to get my kids something to eat one day, and we went to go play pool and have a few beers at the bar, and I cheated, supposedly.
My brother also even told me about some things.
What did your brother tell you?
Oh, my brother done told me he done called her doing mysterious things on her phone, talking to others, talking about she want to meet up with him and things.
We have your brother joining us today from your hometown.
That's good.
Mr. Earls, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Your brother has testified that you've caught Ms. Baylor in some very questionable circumstances. Is that true?
Yes, ma'am. About 3 weeks before my brother went away, I called Miss Baylor, texting another dude talking about how she want to have sex with him. The dude picture kept popping up on the phone.
Ms. Baylor?
Yes, I do flirt a lot.
Oh,
I do.
yeah.
I flirt a lot.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I
More than a lot.
did not.
Yeah, more than a lot.
No, that is a lie.
But you
why
were
too?
on the phone texting a guy.
Yes, I was. But Marcus has done me so much worse.
Mr. Earls, do you know anything else?
About 2 weeks after my bro went away, we was having a get-together at the house, and she was drinking, having a good time. They said, no, she burnt off and didn't come back till the next day.
She came home the next day?
Yes, ma'am.
Who did you see her
I mean-
leave with, Mr. Earls?
A dude.
I left with my cousin. And that's probably who he seen me leave with.
That's her
was
cousin.
my cousin.
It ain't a cousin. Yeah, she's a compulsive liar.
All right, Mr.
Okay.
Earls, thank you so much for your testimony today.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Mr. Earls, you say she just lies,
Yes, Your Honor.
and that's why you asked the court to administer a lie detector
Yes, Your
test.
Honor.
Oh, I just had a light bulb. Because I'm thinking to myself, he is so mad at her for cheating, and it is wrong. But you were cheating, and you got 2 children outside the
Yeah,
relationship.
exactly.
But what
Thank you,
you're
Your Honor.
most angry at, you're saying, you told me the truth that you cheated, but you feel like she's making up this whole story about the baby
Yeah, she
being
don't wanna tell
early,
me-
because
she don't
she
wanna tell
doesn't
me
want to
that
admit
truth.
that it's a possibility that this other guy is the father.
She's in denial, Your Honor.
That's what's making you most angry.
Yes, ma'am.
So when you found out she cheated, did you immediately have doubt?
Yes, I already knew, like, it clicked to me. I
What
was
clicked?
insecure that she cheated and that's his baby. May I submit my evidence?
Absolutely.
Look,
What did you bring for the court?
It's just a picture to show everybody in this courtroom that this
Ron,
is not my...
Let me see that, please,
that
Ron.
is not my son.
You're presenting to the court a side-by-side photo. On the left-hand side is Marcus Jr.,
Correct?
and on the right-hand side is a picture of you.
Yes, Your Honor.
You don't believe you look anything alike.
Nothing like.
Okay, I have a question. How did the baby get the name Marcus Jr. then if you never thought...
I felt bad. I always wanted a son. I wanted the son with her. So I felt bad. I mean, she crying in the hospital, laid up with her guts all on her belly. So I was like, yeah, you could give him my name.
Your Honor.
So wait a minute, you seem like a strong-minded young man.
Yes,
How do
ma'am,
you
I
get
am.
to the hospital and decide, okay, I'm gonna give this baby my last name, it's my junior, and I don't believe he's mine?
Man, look, I don't know. I just know I made a mistake.
Did you sign the birth certificate?
I
Yes.
signed it.
Yes,
You
he
signed
did.
the birth
Yes,
certificate.
he did.
When you signed that birth certificate, you acknowledged paternity. You
Well-
understand that, right?
Well, hopefully this DNA can help me out. You know, black women like put people on child support. I ain't got time for that.
you're not gonna pay.
Hold on, because I'm a black woman.
No. Well, certain ones. I'm sorry.
Hold on.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Sorry, Your Honor.
Hold on. Now,
Sorry, Your Honor.
look, we get to the truth in this courtroom.
Okay.
Hold on. Let's get something straight.
Yeah, I'm back up.
It's women of all races and colors that are receiving child support for children. But let me be clear, the child support is for the child.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then let me be even clearer. You did this. Once you signed that birth certificate, you were responsible for child support. So don't come in my courtroom talking about what a black woman's gonna do, because this black woman's gonna let you know. Now, I'm really ready for the results.
Sorry.
Ron, hand me the lie detector results first.
Your Honor.
You were asked, during the last 10 years, other than the one time you admitted to cheating, have you had sexual intercourse with another man? You answered yes. The lie detector determined that was the truth.
That's because we split up.
Yeah.
We split up. A lot of times we split up.
Yeah.
Ms. Baylor, we asked you, did you have sexual intercourse with the man you admitted to cheating on Marcus with more than one time? You answered yes.
Wow.
The lie detector determined that was the truth.
Wow.
I just mentioned that here. I have nothing to hide. I mentioned that.
Mr. Earls, you seem surprised. She did testify in court today that it was kind of a fling. It was more than one time.
Yeah, well, that ain't what I've been hearing for the last 3 years.
So you're saying, even though it was determined that she was telling the truth, the answers she gave to the questions are different from what she's been telling you.
Yes, Your Honor.
And that's why you called off the wedding.
That's exactly why I called off the wedding.
To be a man that's always wanted a son, to be excited about it, to go in the hospital, to give this child your name, to sign the birth certificate, to be legally responsible for the child, why is it you haven't been able to accept? It seems like you've done everything else.
I want to give him the opportunity to know his father.
He knows his father for the last
I grew up
3 years.
without a father, okay? I've been here for him, okay? But I want to give him that opportunity.
If you're not this child's biological father, is this relationship over? Where do you go from here?
It's over. She look, that lie detector test, she passed it, because, I already knew she was lying to me all this whole time anyway. She passed it, though.
You say the relationship is over if Marcus Jr. is not your biological child.
Correct.
But you had 2 children outside the relationship and she stayed with you.
She did, Your Honor.
Ms. Baylor, what are you thinking right now? What are you feeling?
I feel that it's so unfair because I've been with him for so long. I'm the one who's been there, but he can have babies by other women and then always run off to them, but you want to leave me? But my son is his. They look so much alike. You can tell. Like, I want to be with Mr. Earls for the rest of my life.
right.
Like, I
He
love
great.
him. He's the only man I know since 17 years old. I was young.
like me,
He
too.
is all I know.
If Marcus Jr. is not Mr. Earls' biological child, where do you go from here?
I would love to be with him, but I can't make somebody stay if they don't want to stay. Even though I did step out, yes, but I was there for him.
All right. Well, I have the results. Let's get to the truth. In the case of Baylor versus Earls Sr., when it comes to 3-year-old Marcus Earls Jr., it has been determined by this court. Mr. Earls, you are the father.
I told you. I told you.
I had my doubts, had my insecurity. But I do love that little man.
And I'm sure he loves you too. You're the only man he knows as his father?
The only one.
And does it hurt you in this moment that you did carry that doubt for 3 full years of his life?
Yeah, that's what's killing me right now. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry to you too.
I'm sorry too.
This is a time for you to stand up and be the man, the best man you can be.
You're right, Your Honor.
When you give a child your name, there's a responsibility in that. Because when he looks to the example of who he can be in this world, his first point of reference is going to be the man that has his name. So that means it's time for you to create that life so your son can have a life he can emulate. That's how you break the cycle. That's how you make sure he doesn't end up in the places where you've been. If you all are going to build a family or try to figure this thing out, you got to set a proper foundation. Mr. Rash, you are here today seeking the results of paternity tests for your 2 children. You claim your wife, Ms. Fuentes, has cheated on you repeatedly. You say she once left you for another man, slept with 5 brothers from the same family, and even had the name of another guy tattooed on her body.
Yes, Your Honor.
Somehow you claim you've always found it in your heart to forgive her.
Yes, Your Honor.
But you admit that all of her cheating has left you filled with the doubt that you are indeed your children's biological father.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, Ms. Fuentes, you don't deny you've cheated over the years, but you claim your husband was never really your type.
Correct.
And though you love him, you've never really been in love with him.
Yes, ma'am.
Today, you've also brought another man to court who is waiting outside, who you believe could also be the father of one of your children.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, Ms. Fuentes, I have to start with you. Don't you believe Mr. Rash has good reason to doubt paternity?
I do, in fact. Actually, I have cheated on him. I'm going to admit that. But he knew from the get-go, like, look, my past, I grew up in foster care. I didn't have the best childhood. But he knew when we first got together that in order to move forward, I told him everything. And I told him, look, don't use my past against me. I was still in love with my
That's a
ex-boyfriend.
lie, Your Honor. Let me tell you why that's a lie.
Mr. Rash, how did you find out she was cheating on you?
I found out that she cheated on me through text messages that she had in her phone, people on Craigslist, men that, incriminated messages, something that should never, ever been on her phone.
We weren't together.
It doesn't matter. Even when we were together. Even when we were together.
That makes no sense,
Even when
Chris.
we were together.
So you found the text messages?
Yes, ma'am.
What did they say?
They said about her hooking up with them. I mean, right
so
there.
Did you confront her?
Yeah, I confront her. She gets mad and we get, she
We were
says
not
she
together,
done.
Your Honor, because he knew my issues, that I did sleep around, and that this family meant a lot to me, whether or not I slept with her 5 sons or not.
It doesn't even matter.
That's my fault, and I will admit that. And
You shouldn't even be over there like that. You should be spending time with your family that you have, that you married, with us, the kids,
but who
me.
wants to be with somebody that when it's not the
So now,
fighting?
Mr. Rash, let me be clear. You, in your mind, in your opinion, you felt like we're together.
Yeah, we're together.
And so during the time of conception,
yeah,
you think you're still in a relationship.
Yeah. And then she said that, all of a sudden now we ain't together, that this happened, and, I'm just supposed to take it.
I mean, yeah, if I say I'm done, I'm done.
But you ain't done. Evidently, you ain't done because you keep coming back.
I had gotten with another dude, okay? And I was taking care of my kids. He actually took my kids. I asked him to please take care, while I go to work, can you at least watch them? He took the kids and wouldn't let me see them for over 6 months. He would not let me talk or see to my kids. There was maybe 2 times at the end of the 6 months that he actually let me see my kids.
Is that true, Mr. Rash?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll explain why.
Please do.
I did take them for 6 months because I felt like she wasn't being a mother. She wanted to sit there and go out and have sex and drink.
That's what he wanted to
and
think.
go have fun and party and stuff like that.
You
And
took
then
it on.
she left him in covered clothes,
So
diapers.
you've really stepped up and you
Yes,
feel
ma'am.
like you've been the father to
Yes,
these
ma'am.
I got
children.
something to say,
Yes,
Your Honor.
ma'am. I was there
Even
from day
with your
one.
doubts.
Yes, ma'am. I was there from day one. They're tattooed to my arms,
Were you working throughout the pregnancy?
Yes, ma'am. I'm an auto mechanic.
On and off, he always got
No.
fired. He was getting beat up by his bosses because he don't know what he's doing.
I do mobile. I even work at shops.
So you say you held a job.
Yes,
No.
ma'am.
And you contribute to the household
Yes,
and
ma'am.
support your
Yes,
children.
ma'am.
Mr. Rash, you have the children.
Yes, ma'am.
You're raising them
Yes, ma'am.
as your own.
Yes, ma'am.
Solely.
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Yes,
He went
ma'am.
and
But
Allow
all
me to.
the while, even while you're caring for them for 6 months and stepping up to the plate and thinking that you're keeping them away from their mother that's not being a good mother, in your mind, you just don't know for sure if they're yours?
Well, I mean, just because of all the cheating that she's done, I mean, regardless that I don't want them to think any different of me, and I don't want them to think any different.
And I will admit, Your Honor, he is a good dad. You know, he has good intentions, but the way he goes about things, he's too busy worrying about what me and him is going to do.
You have another man's
he does not take the
tattooed to
best.
your body.
Yes, because but you knew from the beginning that I was never in love with you. That I was
You
having
never was
issues,
in love with
and
me.
I didn't want
Okay,
to be
but
with
all
you.
these lies,
I tried to
the
make it work.
deceitfulness.
I tried to make it work.
This is what I don't get. You stand here, you talk about Mr. Rash, he's this, he's that, he's too soft. You married him, though.
I did because I loved him at one point in time. If he would spend
You
the
had
time
sex
actually
with the
being a
brothers.
husband, that he likes to
Specifically,
push my
tell me
buttons.
what happened and how you ended up cheating.
Me and him had gotten in an argument because he was too busy accusing me. Oh, you did this to the mailman.
I didn't even accuse you of anything at that
anybody
point.
in anything.
I didn't even know any of
He accuses me
that.
of doing anything. You know what I mean? To make himself feel better, he likes to pick and choose. Well, we had agreed to split up. I told him, look, I'm leaving.
We
I'm
didn't
going away for a
agree
couple
nothing.
days because she had called me and asked me and said, we're having a picnic, a 4th of July picnic. Would you like to come over? I said yes. I went over there, and my ex-boyfriend, which is one of her sons, he was actually in prison at the time. And we were having a good time, and I will admit, me and her son, Chuck, we had a sexual relation that night.
But if you were such in love with the other brother, why would you have sex with the other brother?
To be honest
no
with you,
sense.
what do you mean? I wasn't in love
That
with
make
that
no
brother.
sense.
I wasn't
That make
in love
no
with
sense.
that brother.
All right.
I wasn't in love with that brother.
Listen, I want to hear from the brother. She actually admits to having sex, too. I want to hear what he has to say. Jerome, will you please escort Mr. Judd into the courtroom, please? Ms. Fuentes, Mr. Judd is the man that you also
ma'am.
say could be the father.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I'll ask this just because you are in the courtroom, sir, and I want to hear directly from you. Did you have sex with Ms. Fuentes?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, what was the nature of your relationship?
Pretty much just family friend.
And so just a family friend.
Right.
Do you believe you're her child's father?
Not really. Don't look like me at all.
Looks don't matter. She could take after my family. She
But
looks
the
like
time
me.
of conception matches. You understand that, right? That at the time the child was conceived, you were sleeping with her.
Correct. But she says 5 days in a 5-day radius, but I don't believe that either.
She never told me once that this could be a possibility. I didn't find out until like almost
A year
time
later.
that my other daughter came about that could have been a possibility.
We
so
understand.
This is
All right. We're going to have the results in a moment. You may take a seat. Thank you so much. Mrs. Judd, will you please step up to the podium? Now, we've heard some very interesting testimony that suggests that Ms. Fuentes had sex with pretty much all your sons.
Not all.
Not all of them.
Oh, how many you got?
I got 10.
Ooh, all boys?
I got 3 girls.
Ooh, it's just like my grandmother, 7 and 3.
I got
All
the
right.
dirty dozen.
So she had sex with several of your sons. What do
I
you
was young.
What do you
Started out real
feel
young.
about that?
She'll do anything in the world for me, and I'll do anything in the world for her. I love her children. Her children look at me like a grandmother, and I look at her like a daughter. And seriously, I think the only reason why Chuck would say that it wasn't his if it is, or he thinks it ain't his, because the fact that she did sleep with his brothers, he's afraid what they're going to think.
So it's an embarrassment factor.
That's what I think. She's really a good person, but I mean, everybody puts her down. You know, I can understand sometimes, you know what I mean? But my boys has got to understand it takes 2 people to tango, if you know what I mean. And if they didn't take their turns, if you know what I mean, then she wouldn't have been in this predicament as far as that goes. She's not
And
the
if
only
she
one there.
didn't take all the turns,
Right.
she wouldn't be in this predicament.
Right, that's true.
Have
But it
you
also
talked to
takes
her
them
about
too.
that?
It also takes them too.
She is talking to me about it.
So now, let me ask you this. What are you hoping for from today's results?
You want the truth?
I do.
I hope Chuck is the father.
You do.
Yes, I do.
Let's get back to the issue of denying paternity. Do you feel like the children in question are yours?
I do feel like that because of the multiple cheating on me and whatnot.
Being that she was born within the marriage, You were presumed to be her father. There's a presumption of paternity. You signed
That's the reason
birth
why I
certificate.
married her, because I thought she was pregnant with my child. I never cheated, never once. Always been a part of my daughter's lives. You know.
have been there, yes. And
Yes.
props
How-
to you for that,
how
but
do
you
you
are
figure
not
that?
perfect. You are not perfect. You are not
No,
perfect.
I'm not
You are
perfect. Otherwise, I'd be
Last
walking
night-
on water.
You're not perfect, Chris.
So, Mr. Rash, it seems like you're feeling really hurt. What do you want from today? What is it?
Just want my kids to be mine, and you know, I'm just going to continue to do what I'm doing.
Do you still want a relationship with Miss Fuentes?
You know what? In light of all this, no. I mean, like, I don't even
Thank
care
God.
anymore.
Thank God.
Miss Fuentes, I want to know from you. What do you want from today? What are you hoping for?
I just want the truth. Like, I honestly am confused on who is, like, I don't know. And
Yeah,
I
that'd
just
be
want,
the first thing that ever came true out of your mouth. If
Oh, whatever.
this comes
Christopher,
out.
everything, like,
For real.
literally. No, nothing. You're
For
mad
real.
because I'm too blunt, sweetie. You're
No,
mad
I'm
because
mad
I'm too
because you
blunt.
lie,
No,
and you're
how
deceitful.
am I lying? I'm telling the truth. You don't want
I
to
can't
see it
tell.
in your
I
head
can't
because
tell.
it's the
you
truth.
always lied to
All
me.
right, well, I'll tell you what else will tell the truth, those DNA results.
Thank God.
So let's go to the results.
Here you go, Your Honor.
Thank you, Jerome. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics. In the case of Rash versus Fuentes, when it comes to 1-year-old Christina, Mr. Rash, you are her father. How you feel?
Happy.
Good. All right, Jerome, may I have the next envelope, please? Mr. Judd, I need you to stand, please. Ms. Judd, you may have a seat.
Thank you.
Thank you. In the case of Rash versus Fuentes, in which Mr. Rash or Mr. Judd could be the father, when it comes to 2-year-old Gabriella, Mr. Judd, you are the father.
Oh my God. I'll
Why are
never
you
forgive
crying?
you for that. I'll never forgive you for that. Never.
She deserves to know.
No,
It
she
ain't about
don't
me and
deserve
you.
to know.
Yes, she does.
You lied to her and you lied to me. I'll never forgive you. Never. Oh my God. You should have never ever did that. Should have been straight up front.
Why are you so emotional, Ms. Fuentes?
Because I knew it. I knew it. And if I didn't think that, I wouldn't have said nothing. You know what I mean? But I.
You know
kept
what?
it
It's
real,
not going
'cause
to
she
change.
deserves to
It's not
know.
going to change anything. Whether she ain't mine biologically, I signed the birth certificate, I cut the cord, she was there from day one. She's mine. She's staying with me. Nobody else.
I feel your pain. You said to the court clearly you wanted both children to be yours. But at least
She resides
you
in my
have
home.
the truth. And as Ms. Fuentes said, and I do agree with her, your daughter is entitled to the truth.
I don't believe this.
I grew up not having parents. It's not
You know what?
fair.
You grew up ridiculous. Your
Yeah,
parents
I
were
did.
not there.
Yeah,
Your
and how
parents
was
were
that
not
my fault?
there.
It wasn't
My
my
parents
fault.
have been there
It
since
wasn't
day
my
one.
fault.
No, it may not have been your fault, but you want everybody to feel sorry for you.
No, I don't.
Yes,
I'm
you
the
do.
last person who wants
Boo-hoo.
somebody to feel sorry for me.
You know, whatever.
Last person.
Last person what?
Last person
what? You don't learn nothing.
In your picture, in your mind, Chris.
Yeah,
you
let
want
me
something
paint
you
the
can't
picture
have.
for you.
I am good. I'm good.
Yeah, you're good. Okay, you're good. That's why
Now
we're
we
here.
know. Thank
That's
you.
why
Now
we're
we
here.
know.
Everyone in this room feels your pain. But
No, they
the
don't feel my
science-
pain.
No,
They just feel
we do.
they feel something, but they don't feel what I'm feeling. They didn't go through that. I did.
Mr. Judd, you're standing there quietly. Are you in shock?
Not in shock.
How do you feel?
Guess I did what I did. I got to deal with it.
When you say deal with it, you mean?
Child support.
But how about being a father?
Of course I will, but I won't be with her.
You have no desire to be with Ms. Fuentes.
It would take two, and
Not
I
at all.
feel the same way. Like, we're just not going down that road.
You see your beautiful little girl?
It's my daughter. She carries my last name.
She ain't got your blood.
You
Still, Chris,
done
I know you are a good
everything.
Don't talk to me no
You're a
more.
good father.
No,
I'm
don't
trying to
talk to
help
me
you
no
out.
more.
I know you're hurt.
Don't
and
talk
I'm
to me
sorry.
no more. I did the stand-up thing to raise a family because she was pregnant, and I thought she was mine. Not because she had, she had lied to me.
You all have done what you've done. You've had the relationships that you've had. You've gotten along. You've not gotten along. It's been a one-night stand, a marriage. Everything that has happened has come to this. Where now we have the truth, and you have to figure out how to move forward. This is going to require you all to step up to the plate and be the adults, the mature adults that maybe you don't feel like being, but for her sake, you have to. I wish you all the best of luck. Court is adjourned.